The alcohol industry lost 830 billion in 4 years, and Gen Z is why drinking 87% less than previous generation. They prioritize health clarity over booze, you pending decades old assumptions and forcing beer, wine, and spirit giants to rethink everything. There's like, it's a song. Oh gosh. Let me. Well, you know what? I am quite pro health. I totally agree. Like the idea that, oh, it's like drinking alcohol is just generally not good for you, right? I mean, I don't need to say why, right? And also it's very fucking expensive. No one can fucking afford to go out and drink anymore, right? If you look at the wages, it remained the same. Like kids have to pay rent, which is like $2,000 for just a bedroom. And then that's already like that's post tax, by the way, and they're making minimum wage. Let me see. I know one. Let me see. I know a guy that makes minimum wage that works full time. His take home is just like about $2,400. $2,400 after tax. He's on the lower tax bracket, but still, he is bleeding out the ass paying for rent. His rent is like $1,200, right? And then he has like about 1K that he has to pay for other shit like car maintenance, bills, like phone bill, insurance, Netflix. Like he doesn't know how to pirate or stream, right? Because he's too busy working. The thing about like what separates millennials and Gen Zs is that millennials know all these schemes. Like they know to what website to download illegal videos. Oh, I mean not illegal. Oh, download videos illegally, not illegal videos. And and, and then we know how to use VPNs, etc., etc. But like these Gen Zs, they're so cooked, they're so overworked, like they don't have time to learn about like these little finicky stuff, which is why they just all they could do is work and then pay for stuff and save. They cannot afford to go to a fucking bar and drink. It's too fucking expensive. Even I think it's too expensive. It's I went to I'll go to a club, right? One beer, the cheapest beer they have is $9. $9, and then you gotta tip the bartender too, right? That like $1. That's $10 for a fucking beer. That's stupid. $10 for a freaking beer, right? And then a cocktail. Oh man, that will cost you like $15 to $20 just for a cocktail. You don't even get buzz from a cocktail, man. They skimp on the alcohol when they make the cocktails. It's so stupid. Like they but then again, like you cannot really blame the bars in general, right? Uh I know bar owners, they don't really make grand money. They make local business owner money, but they don't make a lot of money, okay? Considering the time that they spend working in their bar, realist and the security that they had to hire, like the all the overhead that they had to pay for, their take home is kind of small. It's kind of insignificant. I know a guy that works from 7 a.m. up until 1 a.m., like 18-hour work days, and he makes just barely shy of six figures. He makes around like just 100K. I know people that work in tech that makes 3 times way more than him. You'd think business owner, right? Oh, business owner. Oh, yeah, I bet he makes a lot of money. No, you're wrong. If you're working in the food industry, food and drink industry, your profit margins are so slim. It's ass. The reason why drinks are so expensive is not the bars, right? It's not the restaurants. It's the landowners. It's the landlords. They charge so much money for a place where it's popular, especially if you're a restaurant owner and like with your hard work and intelligence and success, you make the place more popular. When the lease is over, landlords will increase the rent. Like, oh yeah, this place is real popular. It would suck if you lose this place after all the hard work you've done, right? So landlords would take advantage of that. They would triple your rents. I know a friend that his restaurant was doing pretty good. They paid like I think like I don't really remember like 5 or 10K for the rent, but when the lease is up, they triple the rent. They triple it just because they can. They know that someone is desperate enough to rent that place to start their own restaurant and fail at it. Yeah, drinking outside is just expensive. It's not the business owner's fault. It's the landlord's fault. All right, don't go and shit on business owners. It's always a landlord's. I've been super anti real estate hoarding. Right, that's why it's a good thing that Trump started banning investment companies from buying real estate. If you look at BlackRock, like their real estate investments dropped like 9% in a day after Trump made the ban. Or well, I don't know if he made the ban yet, but it's certainly in the talks, at least, right? But dang, what's this guy?
As a lake of unsold alcohol, $22 billion worth of inventory, according to the Financial Times, a result of people drinking less than they used to. And to think, there's still a week to go in dry January. 5 of the biggest alcohol makers.
Yeah. Like, it's also, alcohol is such a time consumer, right? You have these Gen Zs that are working at their full-time job, and after their full-time job, they gotta go work on their side hustle. They don't got time to drink. Dude, like, drinking is such a time burn. They're trying to fucking survive. Like, if a Gen Z drinks like how boomers did, they would go broke. They would go into debt. They would lose their housing. They wouldn't be able to afford rent. Like back then, you work at your job. Like as a boomer, you work at your job, right? Full time, 5 days a week, the standard. Just work 2 days and your rent is covered. 2 days of work will cover your rent. Rent was like, let me see. At least I know in the 90s, for a 2-bedroom apartment, $500. That was from the 90s, right? It's probably a lot more better in the 70s. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like $100. And people would make, like about like $80 or $70 a day working at their full-time job in the 80s. And yeah, we work 2 days, rent is covered. And then for the rest, you can just spend it on booze. I wouldn't be surprised. And you'll still have savings. If you try to drink drink yourself into bankruptcy back in the 80s, you will die. You'll die from alcohol poisoning. But yeah, speaking of health, right? I stopped drinking alcohol in general. I still drink it if I want to get sleepy. If I want to go to bed early and I want to feel tired, I'll drink a shot of vodka just to knock me out. It is an energy drain. Like realistically, like nothing is more valuable than your time and energy. That is the true currency. It's not money per se. It is time and energy. When you're drinking alcohol, you're not only paying for it monetary wise, but you're also paying for it time wise. Your time, your health, and your energy. Energy is fucking important, man. If you are awake and you have no energy, like your time, the value of your time dips significantly. You might as well just take a nap or something. Good gosh. Oh man. Yeah, well, you know what? All in all, I do root for the Gen Zs because they do have it more rough, right? And like these boomers, they broke that unwritten rule of leaving the world a better place for the next generation. Like honestly, I don't really blame them for hoarding a bunch of real estate properties. Let's be real, right? If you were in the boomer shoes, you would have done the same thing, right? You would have probably hoarded a bunch of properties and then rented out at a high price and screw the next generation over just so you can have a posh life. I don't blame them in particular. But when they lose a bunch of money making some gambling investment, I tend to smirk at the situation. So yeah, Gen Z, good luck.